It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Welcome to Wedding on a Shoestring, where each week I try and make something new for our wedding. This week is going to be quite experimental. I really like this Christmas decoration, so I'm going to try and mass produce it as cheaply as possible and try and make it look less like a Christmas decoration and more like a wedding decoration. I have an idea of how I can try and do that, but I've got a funny feeling that it's probably not going to work. So like I say, it's going to be quite experimental this week. So my idea is relatively simple. I've got various things, like string, that I can wrap around a ball-like object, and my ball-like object will be a balloon. I'll soak these things in glue so that they solidify and set in place, and then afterwards I burst the balloon, hopefully leaving a mesh-like solid structure. Got various things I can try. Got some quite hard natural looking twine. I've got some much softer and much more colourful twine. Got various threads, and I've got offcuts of fabric left over from my bunting.
Started blowing up my balloons to make ball-like structures. Quickly realised that they weren't making ball shapes.
My balloon's too big.
Then it occurred to me that I could twist the balloons into ball shapes in the same way that a balloon artist twists balloons to make balloon animals. Except that I needed a little bit of extra help, and I used freezer ties to help me keep the twisted part of the balloon in place. And although it was a painful process,
Ow!
I ended up with several balloons, each of them consisting of 4 ball-like objects.
Starting with the string, got some that's been soaking in PVA. And now I'm going to attempt to put it on the balloon. Okay. I think I made a mistake starting with the top one. I was then going to do each of these, but I think I'd rather let that dry and then attempt the second one. I'm going to go and have a wash. So this is now dripping loads of glue, so I've put it, it's balanced in the glass, and I've put the glass over the bowl so that it'll drip into the bowl. And whilst that's drying, get on with the blue twine. There, that's better. Which colour shall I use when I know? Which colour? What about... There's plastic inside plastic. This will be interesting, won't it, Milo? Thread. I've just managed to get it into a massive tangled knot, which I can't undo, so I'm just going to try and get it on as best I can. What are you doing? Do you mind? And finally, for the fabric scraps, which is left over from my bunting. For the fabric, something's telling me it's not going to be enough on its own to make a solid enough structure, so I'm also going to use a little bit of tissue to try and just make it a little bit more rigid. Oh my goodness! I really hope this sets hard because I really like this as a concept. It turned out much better than I thought it would. To summarise, the string one was really hard. I think because it's so rigid, it didn't want to fold into a shape, and it managed to absorb a lot of glue, which then dripped everywhere, and then because it's heavy, it was just flopping and it was really difficult. In hindsight, I should have put it on a much lower ball, so I'm going to do it one more time and put it on this ball and see if that makes any difference. The blue twine was by far the easiest, I think, because it's a very soft, flexible fabric string. It bent easily around, it absorbed just the right amount of glue, and it was easy. The cotton thread was a nightmare. It just knotted. I don't want to use the thread again. The fabric one was a lot of work, but I really like how it looks right now, so I'm really hoping it's set solid. I've used most of my fabric though, so I don't think I can do another one. So I'm going to make one more attempt at this string one on a lower ball so that gravity will work in my favour a bit more, and then I'll just fill up the rest with this blue twine, which was by far the easiest and which I have plenty of. I have done as much as I dare. I did all 4 of the balls on this one in the blue twine, and now it's really struggling to stay upright. I'm having to use this bowl against the glass, otherwise it'll just fall over. So with the others I've stopped, not done all 4. So this one's got 2 of the blue twine and then 1 of the pink thread, just not wanting to focus. This one has got 2 string and 1 blue twine, and already I can see that this string is not wanting to work. I think it's got too much of its own structure. It wants to do its own thing too much, so it's not really sticking or playing ball. Ha, if you pardon the pun. This one has got a fabric one, which I'm really happy with. Really hope it sets. And then 2 more of the blue twine. I'm really sticky now. I've washed my hands like 5 times since I finished, and I've got blooming glue on the camera. How have I done that? I've got glue everywhere. Really sticky. I've got glue all up my arm. There's glue dripping all over the table. I'm really glad I put the bin bag down. Everything's just really sticky. Now I need to wait until it dries. So these took their sweet time. Twine ones took about a day to dry, but this fabric one took 2.5 days. But it is now really hard. So I've got a lot more confidence that these have actually dried and set in the mesh that I wanted them to. Even the string one is quite hard now, and I didn't think this one would work. So I'm about to test it. Moment of truth. You ready, Milo? I'm not sure if you're going to like this. Good boy. Right, let's try and do them in the order that I did them in. So I'll start with the string one. It's glued into the glass. I just have to burst it from there. Okay, so right. Moment of truth. I'm sorry, my love. I'm sorry. Good boy. Good boy, it's okay. Good boy. Alright, what have we got? What's this, my love? Oh, it's worked! I didn't actually think that would work. Oh my goodness, it's got some glue in it, but that can go. Oh, I'm amazed. Look, Milo! Look what I did! How cool is that? Look at that. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. What do you think, Milo? He's a good boy. And we've got a blue twine one. Milo! No, what is this? It's not a ball. It is not a ball, Milo. I guarantee you that. What is this? What do you think? Milo! But look how structurally sound that is. That's really rigid, isn't it? You think it's a ball, don't you? Look at that. Obviously I've still got some glue to clear out from there, but I'm pretty pleased with that. Good boy. You ready for the next one, Milo? Are you ready for the next one? Should we do this one? Oh, this one. Ready? Ready? Let's do it slowly. What's happening? How cool is that? Should we do this one next, Milo? The one with the thread? Uh-oh. Are you ready? That one doesn't work at all. This red one is just shriveled. That looks a mess, but sure. Yeah, that one was a failure. These aren't bad, especially once I get rid of all that glue. And the one I was most nervous about. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. What's that? It worked! Here we go, here's my little set of treasure. A couple of string ones, loads of blue ones. They all seem to have worked. String ones worked much better than I was anticipating. I thought they were a disaster, but they've set actually quite hard. This one's also set hard. Just need to put a little bit of extra fabric on either end. The only one that didn't work was the thread one, not surprisingly, but that was just a nightmare to deal with anyway, so I'm not bothered about that at all. Obviously they've got some glue still in them that I need to pick out. I've picked them out for one or two, and look, I've surprised myself. So I'm really pleased with these. So in general, I'm really pleased and really surprised. My plan was to end up with a kind of bouquet of made flowers, and I mean this is one that I've bought just for decorating the house, but I'm basically trying to recreate this part of it, and then I'll try and create some other flowers with other materials. So I just need a stem now. Here I have various strips of green wire, so these will be my stems for the flower. I have a glue gun. It's dangerous with me. Let's see. Ta-da! Well, there's a start. So I can make lots of others now, different colour twine, more string. Supplement it with other flowers made out of other materials. Hopefully end up with a whole bouquet. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Join me next time. I'll perhaps try and make something to supplement these flowers and make a bigger bouquet. Till then, have a good day. Right, where's Milo?